Hi guys, so glad you can join me today on Found Object Friday. If it's your very first time tuning into my YouTube channel, I'm Kim and I'm the owner and instructor at Art Classes for Kids. Although I do have a lot of instructors that work for me and we will be meeting them in the future on some of these classes. But today we're going to be working on our drawing skills. So everyone who takes art from me loves projects, but they also want to get better at drawing. So I have a few exercises and games and things I do with kids to get their skills a little more polished up. So today what we're going to do in Found Object Friday is we're going to find a few objects. And then we're gonna set them up here and I'm gonna teach you some tips of how to draw things that you look at. So the supplies you're gonna need today will be just some plain white printer paper. If you happen to have cardstock, it's a little bit thicker, you know, and it's not as transparent. I love to draw on cardstock, but if I don't have it, I use plain white paper. So today I'll be drawing here so you can see it at home really good. And these are the things you'll need. You will need a black Sharpie and a pencil. That's all you're gonna need. But if you wanna try some other things and you happen to have a skinnier black Sharpie, the fine point, you know, grab that too. And if you happen to have this, an ebony pencil, grab it. But if you don't have it, don't worry about it. It just draws a little darker than your average school pencil. So I'm gonna draw with darker one because I want you to be able to see it really good from your view through the video. So let me see, what else can I tell you? We post a video every Monday through Friday. And Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are projects. They're either drawing, painting, or sculpting projects. And each one teaches you either about a movement in art history or about a famous artist or just technique with a certain medium, like watercolors, oil pastels, chalk pastels, acrylic paint, and then next week is going to be the first time we're going to be using clay. So we will have a video that comes out this weekend and photos of all the supplies for next week's project. And next week is the week before Easter, so I'm going to do a lot of really springtime, kind of Easter themed and springtime themed projects. I hope you tune in for some of those. But what else? Oh, and if you like this video, I want you to like, subscribe, and ring or smash that bell so you can get notifications of every time one of our new videos comes out. And also, if you'd like to help support our channel, there's two ways that you can do it right now. One is that the supplies that we use in all of our classes, we tried to narrow it down to the things we use the most. And we've added those supplies to our website, which is www.artclassesforkids.com. And on our website, you'll see the schedule of all our classes, images of the projects for the upcoming week, what you'll need for each project, when they're scheduled for, and you will also, after you see what supplies are needed, if you don't have any of those at home, you could go onto our supplies on the menu, or supplies category on the menu, and once there you'll see a bunch of suggested supplies. Those have links to Amazon.com, who we partner with, and if you buy some supplies from my website, you're actually buying them from Amazon, who is pretty darn good at delivering things and quick. So you will be able to get those delivered to you, and a small portion of the cost of those will be contributed to us through Amazon, and it helps us keep these videos free. So if you do need some supplies, rather than going directly to Amazon, go to our site, see if we have the thing you're looking for, and then purchase it through there. And we also have something called Ko-fi, and that's if you love the video and you are really appreciating getting these lessons for free. Because in our weekly classes that we teach in person, we charge, I don't know if you know this, between $30 and $45 a class. So we're doing this for free. If you want to help support these still remaining free, you can always give us a little tip from our link of Ko-fi, which is in the descriptions below the video. So without further ado, let's go find some objects. I'm gonna have Lily on the camera. She's gonna follow me around and we're gonna go looking for some objects. So here we go. Okay, Lily, you ready to follow me?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Okay. Today, I think we'll go to the kitchen because there's a lot of stuff in the kitchen with lots of different shapes. So let's go this way. Alrighty, we've made it to the kitchen. I have a lot of junk over here. Let's see if anything's good. Okay, we've got an Alexa. Oops, she's thinking I'm talking to her. Alexa, go home. We've got, okay, this is pretty cool. This is a Tim Burton, what do you want to call this? A flip book from when he had his big show here. This one is a bleeding heart. There were 4 of those that were different suits of cards. Mr. Bill, it's kind of cool. I don't know. Are we ready for that shape yet? Oh no! Ah! I missed our hands. Put it right there. Okay. So we've got this stuff. Is there any good shapes here? I don't know. Let's go over here. Okay, you know what? I see something all the way over here that'll be a good shape. I see this water bottle. I want to use this water bottle because it's symmetrical. It's the same on both sides and it's transparent. So let's take this and let's look in the refrigerator. Kind of like on MTV Cribs, for all the parents would know that from a long time ago. They always go into the refrigerator. There's always lots of shapes in the refrigerator, so come on closer. So what do we have here that's a good shape? We have this, but it's a little symmetrical like that. It's a little sim. Hey, how about an apple? Let's see if any of them have stems. Ooh. Stems are short, but they're stems. Okay, I'm gonna bring this apple, because that's a pretty simple shape for if I have some really young viewers. So I think that's all we'll take out of here. Okay, next. What has a crazy kind of shape? I don't know. And I'm still limping around on my foot here from healing from my foot surgery. But what I think I'm gonna do is grab a shoe. Those are Lily's shoes. They're a little busy. I don't know about that. These are Jets. Okay, this is this one color. Then you'll concentrate on the shape, I think, a little more. So I'm gonna grab one of these little AF ones and we're gonna make our way back to the set. Okay, let's go. Okay, I'm back. So now it's time to draw. Hopefully you've gotten your supplies, you've gotten some printer paper. If you happen to have any cardstock, you grab that too. You need a marker and a pencil, that's all you're gonna need. But if you do have an ebony pencil, grab it and let's use it because it draws darker and it shades better. And for you at home, I want you to be able to see this far away, so I'm gonna use this because it's darker, you know? And you may also have a skinny Sharpie too, a fine point. So what I usually do is a lot of drawing in my art classes and my art camps. We do little warm-ups. We usually turn on music, draw really fast, and then as soon as the music stops, we stop drawing. Those drawing exercises sometimes are only 60 seconds long, where we draw something really quick, and then when the music stops, we all stop. And we take turns choosing objects and put them in the middle of the table. So I'm gonna do something like that, but I'm gonna pick an object and we're gonna do a blind contour. What is that? That's where we draw the shape of something and all the shapes within it without looking at our paper. And we're gonna do it fast and it's gonna be crazy and a little scribbly, but it's a good warm up. So I'm gonna take Jet's shoe and I'm gonna try it first. I'll do one and then it'll be your turn. So I'm gonna face it my direction to start. So it's pointing towards me. I'm drawing it how I see it, and it looks like the toe is closest to the bottom, closest to me, and the back part of the inside of the back part, the heel, is the farthest. The laces are in between, the sides are narrow, and then after that we'll draw one sideways view. Okay, so I'm going to use my regular printer paper, and since this is long, I'm gonna have my paper the long way. These contour drawings, I'm just gonna draw right here, tabletop. When I get to a little more detail, I'm going over here to show you that. So, I'm taking my pen, I'm putting the cap on the end, and I'm going to draw this shoe without looking at my paper. So, you guys make sure I don't cheat, and I don't look at my paper. Okay, so I'm starting here. I'm gonna look at my paper just to start. Okay, now I'm going to draw the back of it. I'm drawing the main shape. and it goes like this, and it comes back up, and that's what I see. I don't know if I matched it up, but I know that right about here is the tongue of the shoe, that part. And then is the opening with the laces. So I'm gonna go down to the opening, and I'm just guessing where things are. Next to that are these edges where the little holes of the laces are, so it's kind of like something like that. Oh my gosh, I want to look so bad. I won't be able to tell if you're cheating at home, but I hope you don't cheat. Okay, and then this part right here feels like it's somewhere in here, and then I've got another line here between the leather and the rubber, and it has little like stitching, and then I've got the dots, and I've got this little Nike swoosh, and I've got the laces. They crisscross, they crisscross, they crisscross all the way up until I see the bow. I drop both edges of the bow so it doesn't look like a string. It doesn't look like a thread. It looks more like something thicker. And then I've got the ends and the tips, and I'm gonna give it a look, see. Oh, it's all the parts. But look, they didn't line up quite well, but it really got me looking at the object, okay? So now I'm going to have you give it a try. Ooh, it goes right through. So I'm gonna have you give it a try. Face it this way. I'll do it one more time while you're doing it. I don't even worry about all these little dots because these are practice warm-ups, okay? So just give it your best try, and at the end when you look at it, don't be discouraged. Just give it a giggle if it looks kind of crazy, okay? So here we go. So now I'm gonna draw it as if I'm drawing like you, where you see the toe at the bottom of your paper and then the heel is up towards the top of your paper. On your mark, get set, don't look at your paper, look at the shoe, and go. So I'm kind of memorizing what I drew before. It's kind of like this, and then I saw the tongue part, and then I knew where that stitching thing was around the tongue, and it's wavy, and then I gotta go down to the toe, and then I go and I want something in front of the heel, and then I'm gonna go back to here and put those dots. Now just above those dots, I see the laces, and I'm gonna put two sides to every area of laces, and they're crisscrossing, 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 till I get to the bow, and I double it because I'm drawing both edges. And, okay, and now time's up. Take a look at it. So I've got all the parts of my shoe, but it just looks like a crazy scribble that's representing the shoe. We're gonna do one more to warm up before we get to the other stuff, okay? So move those out of the way, and now we're gonna do it side view. So watch me do it once, okay? So when I do the side view, I'm gonna turn my paper sideways, and I'm gonna start on one side, and I'm gonna go all the way across the bottom of the shoe, and then I go up a little before I have that part. Then I'm gonna come back across for the rubber, and then I'm coming back up. Now I see where the laces are, and go wavy, wavy, wavy in here. There's the tongue, here's those laces that I go double across, and the bow, and the ends, and then the side of the shoe somewhere over here. And I got the Nike swoosh, and the back of the heel, and what do I need? I need the dots. They're somewhere over here, somewhere over here. And that is crazy, but it made me look and really think about all the parts. So let me see you do one now, and I'll do it with you, okay? So I'm getting rid of that one. Ta-da! Okay, so now it's your turn to do the blind contour. Remember, these are just our warm-ups, okay? So now you're gonna pretend like you're going down, across, go up the hill, smile curve in here, and start adding all this stuff. So here, oh, I'll do this one this way. So here, okay, I gotta go this way now. So here we go. So I'm gonna go across, and whoops, and up, and smile curve, and all the way down, and then I'm gonna go across that rubber again, and then I'm gonna have that Nike swoosh somehow. Gonna go back up to the smile curvy part and go woo, and do that again twice, And then I'm gonna start adding the laces. And now the dots at the toe. I might be so off, I don't even know. And a little swoosh, and let's see. Oh my God, that was crazy. I hope yours turned out fine. Okay, enough of the warm-ups, let's move on. Okay, so we've done the shoe as our warm-up because it had a lot of details. And that was our blind contour. Next, we're going to draw the water bottle. We're still using the Sharpie or the black marker that you have. And we're going to draw it, I'm gonna draw it standing up. So if I had this piece of paper and I wanted it the actual size, I could look and see, oh, that bottle's, if it was in the middle, it fills up almost the whole picture. If I went this way, it wouldn't fit so good. So let's do it the tall way, the vertical way, okay? So now I'm going to try to draw that as I see it. So it has a top. Okay, first of all, it's about from here to maybe, let me get this straight, to maybe here. It's about that big, okay? This time you don't have to do it blind. You can look at it, but it's also a contour drawing. So you're just gonna make an oval for the top because you're not above it where it looks like a circle. If you were above it, it would look like a circle, but the more you come down, the more it looks like an oval. The sides of the cap are straight, so you curve that. Then you see there's another little part of the cap where it cracked open and it used to be connected. So that's right here, and it's so close it almost touches. Then you're gonna draw where the neck of the bottle, right here, comes down a little before it makes a dome shape, like a rainbow curve. So now I'm gonna go, ooh, is it still straight? Hard for me to see when I'm, so now I've got that shape. Now all the shapes in between are right in here are going to be bumpy. So you could do this, you could go like this all the way down if you want. Okay, and then you could go to this side. Ooh, that was kind of a little off. Let me go a little more over here. And then over here, from here to here, you know it's bumpy and wavy like that. Now, each one of these curves goes like this. You can make it a single curve every time, but it looks like it has a little space between it like that. Let me make sure I'm doing this right, because you know what? I'm drawing it sideways. I know you guys can do this, and some of you are probably only 5 years old that are doing this with me. So don't give up, do your best. Breaking it down to simple shapes. Now the top shape kind of looks like a wave. So I'm gonna make that wave shape right here. Just like that. So that's basically our shape. So yours might be looking kind of like this. Hopefully you drew it big. Okay, now what's unique about this compared to the shoe is that it's transparent. What does that mean? That means that you can see through it. You can even see where the water is. The water's about halfway up. And when I see the water about halfway up, it looks like it's about there. Now, every one of those rings in the back looks the opposite direction. So this, I'm gonna go like that, like it goes all the way around. So I'm gonna double them like this. So it looks a little bit like that. And then the bottom, this is a little more advanced. If you can see, the bottom has like a star shape on it. But when you see that underneath, it's like there's a little circle in this oval. Here's my oval. And there's a little dot in the middle. And from there, it makes like a star shape, like it has different lines coming out of it. Kind of like that. Double up that bottom part. And there is your contour of your water bottle. So I hope yours looks looks like it has these elements in it. But yours might even be straighter than mine. Mine, I was a little drawing sideways and got that a little off. But you get it, right? Now, let's move on and do something with the pencils. So, let's put that in here. Let's move our water bottle. And let's go to the apple. So we've got this apple now. And I'm going to switch this out really quick. Okay. Now the apple is symmetrical. It's just as tall as it is wide. So you can draw this direction or you can draw this direction. I guess I'll draw this direction to mix it up for you guys, okay? So I want this apple drawing to be at least as big as my apple. My apple's that big. I want my apple on my drawing at least as big. So you can use your regular pencil or this. A lot of times I use my eraser as a guideline because I'm trying to decide how big I want to make it. So I might take my eraser and with eraser crumbs make a shape about that big and go, ooh, is that a good shape? If I don't like it, I rub it away. And if I do like it, I leave it there. So I might have eraser crumbs like that. And then I think, okay, that's gonna be my apple. But is this apple really round? Oh, it's a little bit wider than it is tall. It's kind of flat on top and it's kind of flat on the bottom. So if I had a circle and I flattened it on top and flattened it at the bottom, it would look a little more like something like this. So go ahead and draw your apple shape with your pencil and I will wait for you. Once you have that, let's see. Besides that shape, what other shape do you see? You see a stem inside? Well, the stem isn't up on the top edge, is it? No. But that's the way a lot of kids like to draw at first. They'll like take this shape and just go, oh, there's my apple. But it kind of looks like cherry too, you know? So what I do is I put it inside by making a little curve right here, like that, and having the stem tuck out. Because the stem is actually not very tall. This isn't a long stem. It's not sticking out above the apple. So keep it down in there. And there's your shape. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to start shading it a little. So on the top, it's lighter where it's yellowy green, but it's red down here, which is a darker color than that color. And also, we have some highlights, some shines. But, you know, if the color red is darker than the color of the yellowy green, then when you're using a color that's not red, or not yellowy green, you just have to make that color, which is just graphite, darker. So I'm gonna bring this a little closer to me so you can see better. And actually, I'm just gonna hold it here. And what we're gonna do is we are gonna shade. You can turn your pencil sideways and rub it, but I don't want you to go across this way because the apple actually has vertical lines of color in it. So we're gonna go vertical, that's up and down. So you can just go like this and shade it at first. You can do that with this pencil too. So just shade it kind of a medium gray. Not too dark, and I'm gonna do that over here. If you go out of lines, don't worry about it. Don't stress it because we can also erase that around it. Okay. So I've got this shape and I've got that shaded. So one thing I'm gonna do is erase that area where I went out of bounds. Brush off my crumbs. And then I've got some gray lines, but I wanna smooth them out a little. So I'm gonna take my finger, one of my fingers, and I'm gonna rub this in a little more. Okay. So now I wanna get it darker because red is darker. So I'm gonna go back through it and I'm going to make some darker areas. I'm just making dark lines. Now remember, my lines don't go straight up and down. They curve with the apple curves. Okay. So we're gonna curve this and curve a little more. Okay. Now, when you get to where the stem is, I want you to come out and around with your shading. So that's a little tougher to do. Blend it like this, come out and around. And then, right below where the stem is, it's a little darker in there because it's not getting as much light. So shade and fade up right here. So you're getting the shape of your apple, but I want it even darker. So now I want you to press your pencil really hard towards the bottom edge. And now we're gonna get it even darker. See how dark I can get it? Now I want you to add some of those dark streaks up in here. So just keep curving and lift up as you go. Do the best that you can. At the end of each line, make sure you lift it so it doesn't leave a blunt, hard line. So then all these lines are like going into where the stem is. So these curve until they go down into the stem. See how I'm curving them into the stem? And this is curving out. So it looks a little bit like this, but I'm gonna darken the edges and I'm gonna darken the bottom half. Okay, it's looking something like that. But now we're going to take this regular school pencil and we're going to erase it where it's lighter colored. So you're going to go into this and you're going to kind of erase it out. Like that. It's like the top of a palm tree. Then rub it out. And it looks a little lighter there. Now we're going to darken in the stem. So shade one side of the stem and fade it across. Then you can add some dark spots around the edge of the top of the stem. And inside that area where the stem's coming out, you can shade that a little darker too. Alrighty, so there's your apple. But now we want some highlights. Those are the reflections of light, the shine. So I can put like, maybe erase that and get some white and get another spot over here. Look at the apple and see where you see, wherever you see some shines. So I kind of see some over in here because I've got more than one light here. So it's reflecting a couple of lights. And then there's our shine. Now, anything you want to do to smooth out the edges, or maybe you want to alter your shape. Ooh, my shape's kind of wobbly. Okay, so I'm gonna make my shape a little better over here. A little fuller on this side. Gonna fade that shading out. So I've kind of got a shape like this. It's my apple. Ooh, I think this part's kind of funky too. I'm gonna fill this in a little more. Now that I'm not looking at it upside down, I can tell where I need to add a few more spots. A little bit like that. So I've fixed up my shape a little better, and now I want to have a shadow. So I see down on this white surface that there's like a kind of foggy shadow. So it's over to the right. So what I'm going to do is take my finger that I've been shading and blending with, it's really dirty, and I'm going to make this shape over here to the right, and I'm just going to fill it in like that. And then anything around it that isn't the shadow, maybe I need to clean that up a little. I got a lot of fingerprints on it. Okay, and there is a simple way to shade and get this realistic look of that apple. So I can't wait to see how yours turned out. And I bet it looks pretty cool. It might look better than this, which might be the way you used to draw apples before if you're one of our younger viewers. So hopefully you picked up a few little bits that you can use in order to get your drawing skills better today. And I want to thank you for joining me. So once again, send me a picture. I'm dying to see how they turned out. And I'd love to get your feedback on what you thought of this project. So Found Object Friday. Every Friday I'm going to do this, but I'm going to pick different shaped things. And maybe we'll do 1, 2, or 3 drawings each time. Thanks for joining us. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and click that notifications button so that you can get all the information about what videos are coming up next. I will also be making one short video just to show you what projects we'll be having next week, the week before Easter, and I'm gonna try to do a bunch of springtime projects, maybe paint some Easter eggs or something fun and cool, but keeping it artsy. So I hope I see you then, and I hope you keep making cool art.